Let's try again. Holy hell, that was annoying. Maybe on my own time, not in the middle of a fucking stream.
Anybody there?
Just go about your business.
Before I forget, your key, please.
Argument for the Queen. Who do these ghosts work for?
Glamour won't last much longer.
Alright, and we still got another gem mission. So you can still learn the structure here. Should be a clue.
So they say.
The gem of strength in the safekeeping near the second floor east wing. Okay. Second floor east wing is where one of our targets is located.
I really shouldn't complain.
We are, of course, free to steal more loot on top of our target.
Hey. What? I thought you had a club on you. Smoke.
Got a smoke bomb. Yeah, I didn't realize the master difficulty had like a billion, trillion, gazillion turrets. That was obscene. Alright, the gem fire's on the third floor. I am actually a little shocked that there was, like, I would have played the spider if I had known, because the spider is good at, like, moving around and around turrets with that grappling hook. That, because this man here excels at walking past guards. Also here, we can drop our gold into a stash to make sure that even if we die, it's still preserved. But you're right, it is actually, like, genuinely comical how different this is. We're on the first floor. So we've got the second floor east wing to worry about, and the third floor. Alright, and this is still way more than Novice gives you. Like, Novice feels like baby mode by comparison to what we're seeing here. Whoops. Alright. Try to be a little sneaky. Any hints up here? I don't see any. And obviously if we get caught in that beam, there's a chance that it'll trigger a trap. So we want to avoid it. Just ignore the your coworker definitely avoiding the trip lasers, buddy.
Just a little in your job.
And I do see there is a hint here. Let's see what the hint says. The basement. So we have all three locations: second floor, east wing, basement, and third floor.
All good things must come to an end.
All right, take care, Onyx. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, what is? Oh, that's one of our targets, the gem. All right, gem of strength acquired.
Should make a fine addition to my collection. Click-clack, that's that. And a penny for the vicar.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird quips. All right, so we've got the third floor and the basement to look into. All right. Let's see. This is the third floor. So one of our targets is here. All right, that's off.
Are these electric? I feel like it's steel. What? Heard something just now.
Nothing to see here.
Don't worry, old chap. I'm not worried.
Take the night off, why don't you? Glamour won't last much more. Is it at
And obviously when I'm running, the glamour goes off faster. The gem of fire is now mine. And our last item is in the basement.
This'll keep the lights on.
So we have to go there as our final destination before we exit.
Nothing I can't make. And a penny for the vicar.
They could have added some more lines. Alright, so let's head back down.
Stop a minute!
Better than the blade, I'm sure. Let's try to blend.
Hopefully we can find some med kits
Best hope in the long
soon.
Best be careful lest my dashing good looks give me away.
But also notice that our sound does matter.
Just stowing this away for later.
If we walk on a hard surface, we will make more sound if we walk on a carpet. Just like the Thief of old. And again, similar, like a lot of games don't do that anymore. We don't see a lot of games that handle sound and light the way they used to. As mechanics you had to actually like think about while moving around a space. Now I gotta figure out where this last gem is. It's somewhere in here.
These home snippers never get tired. Jolly good.
Capital.
Yep, yep, I heard you.
Why are you all the way over here, my friend? Oh, it's because you saw me. I see.
Why do they bother? This'll keep the lights on.
Gonna worry about my lights. It's very important to stay as far in the shadows as you can. Because if you are exposed, you are vulnerable.
Just tell them we were drinking on the job.
At least when the turrets go off, they generally stay off.
I do it for the Queen. Who do these ghosts work?
You'll thank me in the morning. Up it goes. Oh, you
I would love a health kit. They do have health kits on the map. You gotta find one. Don't know what happens to the, I don't actually know what happens to the loot that's quest relevant if I die. 'Cause I know I lose all of my, like, non-quest relevant loot, but I've never had a quest relevant piece of loot on my person when I've died in this game. Obviously, oh, there's our last gem.
Are these electric or fey lights, do you think?
Our exit is at the second floor.
Surprise, and I'm not even tired. What next? Ah,
Send it to me.
why do they bother?
Just then, I heard something.
Don't mind if I do.
You didn't hear something, you saw something, idiot.
Supposed to check suspicious noises. Nothing.
Let's use the disguise.
Nothing to see here.
A little easier to sneak up on these guys when I have the disguise on. Next is on the second floor. Now where is it on the second floor though? Oh, right. Thankfully, there shouldn't be many guards here. It's mostly mechanical traps. So I don't have to worry about my disguise being
Glamour won't last.
expired. The glamour actually lasts a fairly long time now that I am seeing it run out manually.
I feel like myself again.
Looks like the guys downstairs are waking up from the look at that HUD. You're almost at the exit. Should be right there, yeah. Alright, another mid-tier difficulty mission done. Just gotta turn this in. Comfortable.
Good night, my friends.
And those are the two mission types. They're the, get generic amount of loot, and get a specific target. I forget what this man's name is. I need to double check. Because the girl is the spider. You are the chameleon, naturally. Let's see what we've unlocked with that level up. I'm also not gonna lie, I find a lot of these extra glamours not very appealing. I kind of think their base looks are really, really good. So I don't see the need to try to like give them new outfits. All right, we've explored one map, the Constable's Guild Hall, a couple times, one of each character. Now let's explore the other one. This is the second map in this little game, Elway Manor. Also curious how different this feels with a friend, but I don't have any friends who have this game and want to play it, so this time I had to look for the urns. This is similar to the gem hunt in the precinct, but instead it's 3 cursed urns. Well, that front door is not a good entry point. In Novice, that front door is an easy entry point. Here we gotta think a little thinking. And we don't have the disguise kit because we're the spider. So we have to instead focus on using shadow a bit more. And we have to crank our grappling hook every time we use it. So it is great for getting around, but you can't just like spam grapple to grapple to grapple the way you would in a different game. I see there's a hint right here. Couple hints. You're always trying to measure, because you're on a time limit, when you can afford to be patient and when you have to start taking risks. I think I can afford to wait for this guard while I crank my grappling hook. Once it turns around, I will probably try to knock him out and take his key. Alright, that was definitely executed.
They'll never see me cheat.
Constable's urn may be worth something, but doesn't advise selling it for now. Remain safely in the lounge. So the constable's urn is in the lounge. That is good to know. We have one of our targets located.
Very nice.
Mystical urn in the kitchen. So now we know where 2 of our 3 items are. And yeah, basically, if you're familiar with Thief the Dark Project or Dishonored, you know what this looks like. You know what this feels like. And you probably already know if you want to play this or not. Truth be told. Courtyard. So we have all 3 locations right here in the intel. That is very good. And they're all pretty easy to get to.
What? Hello? Seems silly to check on such a... We don't run out here! No!
Gotta use that smoke bomb. Might as well.
Don't get up.
Can't take it with me, so... To get out of jail free card, might as well make use of it. Alright, and the lounge is here. You're probably wondering why I know all this. It's because I've played these maps multiple times. And so while I am, like... They are somewhat fresh, because I'm not familiar with where all the stuff from the extra difficulty is. Because I usually play on the lowest difficulty. Oh, I think what... I'm familiar with the level's general layout. So... I know where at least the big rooms are. You know, I don't know, like, exact details about where specific items in the room are located.
Love the sound of a freshly picked lock.
Alright, there's a hint. Oh, it's the, it's that hint. Christ, that was a little that was a little scary. Almost got caught by the light.
Oh, very nice. Valuable.
Just gotta find the urn here. Oh, there's the urn. Right in the middle of the room. So I am shaded, I can kind of just... Yeah, there we go. That's... Being in shade means you can just kind of get away with shit.
Checking over here regarding that noise.
Blow out the lights. Blow out the candles and turn off the lights. Design is a good strategy when you're trying to avoid being seen. And you're basically always trying to avoid being seen.
Jolly.
Alright, there's the kitchen. I don't see any traps here in the kitchen. I do see the mystical yeah, that's the mystical urn.
You're mine now.
What's that hint? Oh yeah, this is letting them know the gramophones stop the ghost guards. That's the other really big the big thing that this game has that other games don't, is the ghost guards. You can't knock them out because they're ghosts. But they can shock you. You gotta go to the courtyard for the last one, right? Understands around the courtyard. Yeah, exactly. Just gotta get past him before he can see us.
What? Anybody there?
Good enough. That was a good enough attempt.
Could have been the wind, but just to be sure. Eh? What's that?
Alright, now let's see. Anything... Oh, he's following me. I don't like that. You don't like that. Yeah, there's the last jar.
Gonna requisition the new boots.
Second floor, courtyard, hallway. Right there. I know where that is.
Eh? Supposed to check suspicious noises.
He's turning around. No need to
Just
antagonize the guards
pretty.
when they don't even know I'm here. And the exit should be right here. Yes. Oh wait, hold on. Before we leave, we get a little bit more loot on our way out.
Oh, very nice. Done. For now.
It feels like you know, now that I've seen what they do in higher difficulties, it feels like the spider is just a better character than the chameleon is. Because the chameleon's core disguise gimmick doesn't work on technology. And higher difficulties just incorporate more technology into the map. Which means he is just a weaker character than someone like the spider, where her grapple gun just lets you go where you need to go faster, and sometimes in relative safety. Like, when I was playing on novice only, I was like, sure, I can see why the chameleon's useful, because there's not that much. You can just kind of get around all of the security through stealth. So you could use the ability to just get around guards just as a way to walk through the front door. But now that I've played the higher difficulties a little bit, and I see what they do to make it harder, I feel like this character is worthless. I don't think this gimmick is very... Like, they don't do a lot to make this gimmick worthwhile. I think it'd be cool. I think he's a cool idea. But I think the map design could go could go a longer way to making him feel like a worthwhile investment. It's tough because you don't want to make the disguise too powerful. Like, you don't want him to be able to be immune to guards forever. Like, there's a reason why it's only temporary. The reason why if you're running, then it turns off faster. But at the same token, if all you're going to do is put a bunch of turrets and shit in the way, what is the point of this man's kit? This man gets exponentially weaker and weaker as you go on, in a way that the spider doesn't. Because the spider, you can just grapple hook wherever you need to go. Like, you can get around obstacles and through places way easier with her. I mean, admittedly, we probably don't need either one of their gimmicks. Like, as you can see, I didn't use the grappling hook that much either, because I just knew the map better. But I feel like between the two tools, the grapple is good for getting out of a situation with those turrets, whereas the disguise, if you're in the middle of like something we were seeing in Master Thief difficulty, is just useless. If I was give the game any feedback, I would probably say like that is the one. I mean, aside from like obviously they just need more maps, and the story as it is not complete, and they know that this is going to be updated over the course of the months, and I don't know how long they plan to support this game long term, but that's kind of where I sit. Like, let's. I'm curious now. I wonder how this Chameleon Man will work on this map